Good morning, everybody. We are excited to share with you finally the person that we're recommending to become our next rector. Reverend Jeffrey Roy is a delightful gentleman that is going to be coming to us from St. George's in New Jersey. A little bit about his background. He spent 15 years in the technology industry prior to deciding to become a priest, or feeling the call to the priesthood, rather. And then 14 years he spent at the same parish, St. George's, on the river in New Jersey. And he served in a variety of roles there. He has a background in organizational behavior. That's what his undergraduate degree is in. And he has been married to his wife, Janine, for 31 years. You will find that she is delightful. She's engaged and excited to become a part of St. Andrew's community. He is going to share with us in a video shortly about his family, and you'll get to hear from him directly. But from the call committee's perspective, as we proceeded through our listening sessions and identified the things that were super important to our parish, humility was one of the most important things, character traits to find in a person. And we are delighted that Jeff exemplifies humility in many ways. An example of that is when we were having our conversations. He looked at me at one point and said, "I'm not as great as you guys think I am." And to which I replied, "We're not as great as you think we are either." And we all got a chuckle because that's how we are. I will say that through this process, in the beginning, we were trying to figure out would the rector fit in with St. Andrew's. And then in the end, especially once we've met Jeff, we realized that what we needed to be looking for was who already embodied who we are as St. Andrew's. And when we found that in him, it all made sense. He has a great insight with his emotional intelligence, his approach to pastoral care. I think that we believe that our parish will fully appreciate his hands-on, out in the community, in people's homes style of pastoral care. He demonstrates a great example of self-awareness and does that through a network of support. Reverend Roy shares his keen sense of humor as he preaches, and in his daily life. There's a lot of joy and laughter when we're in his midst, which has us very excited. He does show a very strong commitment to inclusivity in his past, and he continues to do that, or he plans to continue to do that at St. Andrew's. He views this as, because he is who he is, he has a responsibility to advocate for those that can't speak for themselves. And we are excited to have him share his gifts in those ways. He is very curious, an avid reader, asks a million questions, but in a very endearing way, to help grow and push us. He is consistently open to learning. Currently, he is doing training to become a discernment coach. It's a next level thing for him in his time as a priest. And then the question is, where will he push us to grow? And what does our next chapter as a parish look like? One of the things that we were impressed by with him is involvement at the diocesan level in his current diocese. We anticipate that once he gets settled, that will continue here in our diocese. But he will push us in several areas. I think one of those areas is going to be our organizational skills. We all know Becky is a saint. And I think we all know that we have areas to grow in how we organize ourselves, especially with utilizing technology. He's going to help us figure out how to go from from a pastoral sized church to a program church, and grow lay leadership. He's going to push us to get outside of our walls and improve our outreach, and advocate for others in a unique way. So with that being said, I'd love for you to hear from him directly. But please know that we've been at peace since we first met with him, and every step of the way thereafter.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff. Well, technically, I'm the Reverend Jeffrey Roy, and I'm thankful for the chance to say my first hello to you at St. Andrews. And I am so grateful to be called as your next rector. Although we don't know each other yet, I want you to know that I'm already grateful for you. I got to know St. Andrews through the interview process and through a lot of great conversations with your call committee. And what I heard was about a church where the love of Jesus is not just a language and a mission statement, but something that comes through in worship, in the way you care for one another, and in your service to the Morehead city and greater community. That's the kind of parish that speaks to my heart, and I'm thankful to be stepping into life with you. I'd like to share with you a little bit about what matters to me as a priest. I believe that the heart of our life together is the love of Jesus, shared in very ordinary ways. In prayer and in the sacraments, yes, but also in conversations in the parking lot, in showing up when someone is hurting, and in serving our neighbors together. I am especially looking forward to working alongside you in our local community, listening for where God is already at work in Morehead City. I'm also eager to get to know the young people of this parish. Children and youth are not the future of the church, they are the church right now. I want to hear their questions and their hopes, and I want to make sure that above all, they know that they will continue to have a place in the life of St. Andrews. I want to share a little bit about my family. My wife Janine and I have walked through a lot of life together. She is my partner in everything and a steady, wise presence in my world. We have two children. Our daughter Candace works as a public health education specialist for the American Kidney Fund in Rockville, Maryland, and she's also pursuing her master's in public health at George Washington. Our son Liam is a sophomore at Fordham University in the Bronx, where he's studying religion and history. I should also say we share our home with two dogs, Beckon and Wyatt, and two cats, Lily and Kitten. They are all very good at making sure there's never a quiet moment. Outside of parish life, I spend a lot of time on a bike. Cycling has become kind of a moving prayer for me. I've competed in an Ironman, completed a Grand Fondo, and have ridden from Boston to New York City to support the Northeast AIDS ride. I'm able to work out a lot of things on the bike, and a lot of sermons have come to me on those two wheels. As I come to St. Andrews, my first job is to listen. I want to hear what you love about this church, what you value about your community, and what you hope God might be doing among us in the years ahead. I want to learn your names, your stories, and the places that matter most to you. And whether you've been a part of St. Andrews for a very long time, or have been away from church for a while, or you're just beginning to wonder if there might be a place for you here, I hope we will have a chance to meet. When you see me, please say hello. I will be learning names, probably slowly at first, but I will be very glad to see you. Thank you for welcoming us. We are looking forward to worshiping with you, serving alongside you, and discovering what God has in store for us together.